All right, hello. Today we're just going off the cuff. We're going crazy. Today doing vinyl collection, showing off my everything I own, almost everything. I'll start with the two that I don't really care about. What's in your background, Sam? That's no right there. I'm glad you noticed. That's the Target exclusive, like 2007 Ultra Magnus versus Skywarp pack that I found for an obscenely cheap price. Wow, is that a G2 Botcon? Wow, yeah, it is. Oh, nice IDW collection, Sam. Thanks. Have you had? Don't no. Don't worry about the sex part. No, that's not for me. Anyway, just, let's get into it. I'll be explaining the kind of the stories of how I got these records and what they mean to me by that. Hey, do you guys want to see something cool? I'll put up my hair live on cam. What do you think about the Northern Lion shirt? Been watching Northern Lion for most of my like teenage life since like 2015. Probably learned more from him than school. Wow, you look totally different. That's crazy. Whoa. Anyway, let's just get into it. This one, I barely even know what this is. This is like a collection of love songs, most of which written by Eric Clapton, which is kind of yikes these days. I didn't buy this. This just came in a package with another record I bought on Discogs. He just threw it in there. Now I have this. You know, kind of neat gatefold. It smells really nice. It smells just like an old record store, which makes sense. So at least it's got that. This other one. Okay. This is something my grandma picked up for me at a thrift store. It's like some old guy, like I don't know, it's some sort of religious music which I don't listen to. So there's that. Those are the two records that I have to protect my other records in the case that something goes wrong. And now we can start with the bin. It's very heavy, as you may have guessed. Ooh, there's a little bit of a spoiler. Ooh, wow. Yeah, that's a lot right here. Okay, so I figure it'd be kind of cool to go from the back to the front, even though I already spoiled what's in the front. Um, in the back is everything mostly all the stuff that I played, least recently, and then the stuff I played most recently is in the front. So let's start going that way. I'm gonna move this off my legs because it's very heavy. What have I played least recently? This is gonna piss some of you off. In Rainbows, I remember back when I still bought records on Amazon. This one was super cheap one day, so I got it as one would. And In Rainbows is an incredible album. It's a 10 out of 10. It's in my top 10 albums ever. It's just I haven't really wanted to listen to it on vinyl much. Nude on vinyl is great. That's a great experience. But I don't know, just haven't found myself wanting to listen to it much. But yeah, just standard black vinyl, neat little, you know, thing, sleeve. That's the word for them. Next, Pink Floyd's The Wall. This one I got from Urban Outfitters for really cheap. And I tried to take this really terrible sticker off. And then it started tearing the rest of this. So it looks really bad. So I don't like to display it. But like if I can get in really close, you can see how horrible the resolution on that is. It's like pixelated. Well, I don't know if my camera's good enough. But for me, I can see the individual pixels in the wall. Like in the text here. It's really bad, which is why I tried to take it off. But at least it has a sick gatefold. And Wall, it's just an amazing album. Really neat sleeves as well. Not often you see custom ones with rounded edges. What do we got next? The surprise to everyone. Ooh! Mean Everything to Nothing by Manchester Orchestra. This one I just got with another record because I figured might as well. This is off their official website, and this one is pretty cool looking. It is, white with splatter blue vinyl. And this is a good record. It's grown off me a lot since I bought this, so I haven't listened to it much at all. But it still has some really great songs on it, especially at the beginning. Like, Shake It Out, I've Got Friends, Pride, that's a great 3-track run. So I would still, if you've never heard this album, I'd absolutely recommend listening to it. Just doesn't give me the same Jimmy rustling that it once did. Next, Anima by Tom York. This is one I was really excited to get on vinyl, but unfortunately, it's just a really bad pressing. It's the first pressing I've ever seen that's just genuinely bad. Man, it's so disappointing too. It just sounds really bad, and I know it's not just for me. My record player, if you're wondering, is an ATLP 120, so just kind of the standard run-of-the-mill Audio-Technica one. But this is like a known issue, and to get like one that sounds good, you had to get like the most expensive version. So that was really disappointing. Just not a fan of this pressing. It's a great record, and the packaging is made out of cardboard. It's really neat. But man, just every track pops constantly. Not even the point. Like, I enjoy listening to Dark Side of the Moon with the pops because it makes it feel more nostalgic and all of that stuff that people call me a loser for. But it's just hard to listen to at times. Very disappointing. Looks nice though. Oh, next, this is another one I got on Amazon. I actually remember when and where I was when I ordered this. Even comes with a bonus track. Forget Remembers When. I haven't listened to this one much, just because this is an album I listen to mostly in the car in the spring, not in my room. But yeah, I was at like theater practice, loathing every second of my existence, and I saw this like on Reddit vinyl deals back when I used Reddit, which is a real dark period in my life. In theater and doing Reddit, things were not going well. But yeah, I saw that was on sale for cheap. Ooh, this is a good one. I remember getting this. Suburbs, great album, deserved the 2010 Grammy. Even though I think I like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy just a little bit more. Really nice. This isn't just standard. You can see the text on it. Good pressing. Great album. Might go a little bit too long. The back is really neat too. The whole thing has this almost kind of reflective nature to it, and this is embossed, so it's really nice. Just beautiful album cover, may I add. Great album cover. Great album. Arcade Fire, just killer. I got this the day before my first day of junior year of high school. So I could, I was mostly just going out to get a funeral, but I saw this and I got it too. Because I wanted to start my first morning of junior year off to Neighborhood 1. And I think I also listened to Ready to Start. And I'm kind of getting my memories mixed up there, but yeah, that's a nice memory. This one, now this is a funny one. Okay, so, kind of funny in a sad way. That's neat. I never realized that. It has like a little Amnesiac guy prints, and then I only realized that because I recently played the Amnesiac Experience game, which was amazing, by the way. Yep. Here we go. Just kind of standard record stuff. Really pretty coat and all that. However, this was given to me by my ex for a late anniversary gift because our anniversary happened during extensive lockdowns, and she gave it to me on the day that I was breaking up with her. So this has never been played. It was given to me open. I wouldn't have opened it if it wasn't given me open. Having this just kind of feels wrong. So this is one I'll be looking to sell. I've never played it. In retrospect, it's like almost in a morbid sense very funny, but like it also hurts a little bit. Just because, I was such a little dick back then. I did not handle things well, especially with that. Now this, I only have half of Kid A. Why? This is the first record I ever bought. No, the second record I ever bought. The first one's coming later. Why? Good question. I needed something to make with, I had a unit circle project in high school for trig or something. So, what was the circle I was going to use for my unit circle? Well, it's going to be Kid A, of course. Bam. No second disc. I only have disc 1, so only side A and B, which I had to kind of, choose which child to kill in this, in some sense, and I chose a side A over side B, which I still stand with. And now, of course, I have Kid Amnesia pre-ordered, so this guy can get retired. Maybe even hang it on my wall, because it still is my second favorite record of all time. Just haven't listened to it lately because it's not complete, which is, of my own doing. Ooh, now this is a fun one. So, Wish You Were Here on vinyl has always been a very kind of nostalgic thing for me because my uncle, he has Wish You Were Here hanging up in his basement, like in a frame, and I'm willing to bet in this original pressing. And that, like this, because that this album cover has always been so nostalgic for me, and it's an incredible album. Not my favorite Pink Floyd album. Some of the mixing on Welcome to the Machine bugs me to such a great extent that it's not. But just beautiful album cover, one of the greatest album covers of all time. And this is a second pressing, less expensive than the first pressing, but still pressed in 1975. So, year it came out. And it's just a joy to listen to. I'll show you the same thing with my copy of Dark Side of the Moon later. That's the second pressing as well. Just, I don't know, for records that I have this nostalgic connection to, especially, the connection to my dad, my uncle, and everything, having it have that almost, like, old, rustic, feel to it, and the pops in the record. Yes, the sound quality's worse, but it adds a lot to it for me, actually. So that's why for, like, Pink Floyd, I usually look for, like, older pressings, except for that copy of The Wall, because that was on sale at Urban Outfitters. What's going on here? Ooh, this is a funny example of why you should not pre-order records. We have a success story for pre-ordering records later. This is a pink copy of Making a Door Less Open by Car Seat Headrest. I did not enjoy this record. People will get on me for that. I didn't enjoy this record. I thought the singles were pretty good. I liked Martin a good bit. Can't Cool Me Down, I like that a good bit. I did not enjoy Hollywood. In the end, I think this album's like a 5. I've never played this. I remember just being very disappointed with the album. Hopefully this is kind of a one-off for Car Seat Headrest, and their career isn't headed this way, but man, yeah, this, you shouldn't pre-order albums on vinyl. So, what's next? What do we... Oh, hey, Speak of the Devil. This is my copy of Dark Side of the Moon. Second pressing. I got this on Record Store Day, and it must have been like 2019. Yeah, it is 2019. I just found this hanging out in a local record store. It's mostly used stuff, and it was like meant for me. Just beautiful. It sounds gorgeous. Some of the best experiences I've ever had with vinyl have been on this. Just especially Us and Them, laying on the floor listening to Us and Them on vinyl with all those pops, and then when the massive climactic chorus hits, it just, like, it's actually like a concussion every time. It made me convulse. Absolutely unbelievable. I think Us and Them is in my top 5 songs of all time, and this record is probably in my top 10 of all time. Now, what next? Ooh, yeah, this is another one I got in Record Store Day of this year. Neat little thing. This is not embossed. Whatever the reverse embossed is, this is raised up. I like this record a lot, which may put me in the minority. This is Your Favorite Weapon by Brand New. This gatefold is just incredible. Can we all just admit this? This captures the feeling of the album so much. Also kind of looks like dye lit, but man, this album was the soundtrack to my high school years, as I bet it was for many others. And that's really just what the album is about. It's an album for high schoolers, and it's the album about being a teen, about being angry, and it's just almost peak pop punk. Why do I say almost? Because here's a better pop punk record. Taking Back Sunday. Tell All Your Friends. And that might aggravate some people, but who cares? Taking Back Sunday won the battle, but they didn't win the war. They might have won the war. Their lead singer is never a convicted pedophile. However, this record I did not have a fun time ordering. Why? When I ordered it, beautiful record. It had hair all over it. I mean, it's like the person that sold it to me just shaved their beard over it. It was it was a real pain in the butt to clean up. But hey, it looks really nice, and that's still an album I really enjoy listening to in the springtime. It makes me feel good. It has just some of the catchiest, kind of pop punk emo songs out there. Really excellent stuff. I'm getting lost in the sauce. There's so many records here. Okay. Ooh, next. Now this. Oh man, this is the Newberry Comics edition of Doolittle by the Pixies. I'm gonna take a drink here. This is a great record. Just so incredibly influential. Influence doesn't make an album alone. This album is also great. And would you look at this? Just beautiful. And it's one of the first times I noticeably could tell a pressing was great. This record sounds incredible. So, I think there are like 1,500 of three different types of these made, so there are 4,500 out there. There's a lot of them. So if you can get one of those, absolutely recommended. Hail to the Thief by Radiohead. I got this one at Half Price Books with a coupon on records because it was just what they had in the store. And the lady checking out told me, enjoy your copy of Hail to the Chief, and I was a little bit miffed. This album has some of my favorite album artwork ever. Yes, it's very on the nose. There's no possible way it could have been more on the nose. But it's so good. It's so good. I remember I did an art project in high school kind of based off this. Oh my gosh, it's just wonderful. The album is good too. It has some misses, but it also has Wolf at the Door, which is the second best Radiohead song. So I don't think that, I can complain too much. Oh, here we go. Now this next string is two of the greatest records of all time. Lonesome Crowded West, Modest Mouse. Why did they make them separate? Why did they make the sides separate? It just doesn't make any sense. Why didn't they put a sleeve that could contain the two of them in? Now they're just jangling around my record bin. By jangling, it's very tight in there. There's no jangling happening, don't worry. But they're separate. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, this is one of the greatest albums of all time. Top 3, I'd say. Unbelievable record. Modest Mouse is my favorite band ever. What can I say? I there's nothing that can be said about this album that would categorize how good it is. This is, maybe a perfect piece of music. And guess what's on deck next? The first record I ever bought. Breast cancer awareness copy of Long Drive for Someone with Nothing to Think About. And it is awesome. And this one comes with the sleeve. No gatefold or anything, but hey, that's nice. And why breast cancer awareness? Looks amazing. Yeah, I bought this before I even had a record player, and then I bought a record player after getting this. The pink color, they've done a blue pressing this in the past, but the pink really works with me for some reason. I don't know. Especially Dramamine. There's like, I'm not sure if it's official or fan-made music video. There's a music video for Dramamine that features a lot of pink. So that's just kind of connected in my brain. Alright, this next one. Oh man, this is one of the biggest flexes I have. There were only 1,500 of these made, I believe. I don't think it's numbered on here anyway, but Sam, how is this thing triangle? It's a record, right? Well, you cretin, you absolute fool. It is a triangle. What can I say? One of the coolest records I own. No, it's the coolest record I own. It's a triangle. The songs are mid at best, but who cares? It's a triangle. This is one of the coolest Christmas gifts I ever got. Very big fan because I missed out on it on Record Store Day when it was going on sale. But oh man, yeah, just excellent. The packaging is a pain because this custom sleeve sucks, and if Put it this way, it will just fall off. Put it this way, all the crinkles get in the way. So, you know, heck if you do, heck if you don't. But yeah, really neat record. And that's one I've never played. I might sell it eventually because, you know, it could be worth a decent chunk of change because it is very rare. Not record. Got records on the brain, as you may have imagined. Let's see. What do we have next? Oh, now this was my album of the year, like 2016 or 17. This album didn't come out then. This came out in 2006. But for me, when I was in 8th grade, this changed my 8th grade life. This album revolutionized music for me in 8th grade. This is I'm Like a Virgin Losing a Child by Manchester Orchestra. And this is a great record. I don't know if I'd call it a 10 anymore, but it's still great. And it has this really beautiful kind of popcorn, like butter and white, vinyl. And you might say, you Americans, only American would say that. Have you seen like popcorn saltwater taffy? It looks like that, loser. You clearly haven't been to the Trombley Suites in Hayward, Wisconsin. I would hate to be you. Yeah, great record. It's pretty. Is really one of the lesser known records I have. It's one that I found. I got into that album because someone on the Modest Mouse subreddit miscorrectly labeled something on there as a sample from Satin in a Coffin. They used the lyric, "Are you dead or are you just sleeping?" And that's more of an interpolation. I said that weird. Interpolation. That's better. I was kind of deciding whether to go interpolation or interpolation, and it just came out weird. But I think we solved that. And they called it a sample. It's barely even interpolation. It's kind of its own thing. I don't know. The record has like some of that Modest Mouse brand new influence, but it's that's how I found it. And I listened to this song. Alice in Interiors is an unbelievable song. Still one of my favorite off the album. And I seem to be one of the only people to think that. But yeah, it's really, really great album. You've got to listen to it if you haven't. You might not like it, but it really captured that specific period in my life perfectly. What do we got next? Oh, Big Boy. Big Boy. Yeah. My mom just saw it in a Barnes & Noble and bought it for me. I would have got this eventually. But this is OK Computer, OK Not OK 1997 through 2017. Pretty cool title. Just the standard black vinyl edition, which is fine. My mom bought this for me. I'm very happy to have it at all. That she looked at the records aisle and saw Radiohead and was like, pretty sure my son likes those guys, which is an incredible own, and I'm a little bit wounded, but she was right. Yeah, this thing plays great. This is such a good re-release. None of the remasters really make any difference to me, but I'm just really happy it has like Man of War, and I prefer the mini disc version of Lift, but this is great too. And How I Made My Millions should have been the closer, not not The Tourist. The Tourist is fine. The Tourist is all right, but How I Made My Millions is so much better. Oh boy. Oh, yes. The greatest album ever made. Lift Your Skinny Fist Like Antennas to Heaven by Godspeed You Black Emperor. This is one of the only albums that ever gave a 10 on a first listen. Well, actually, the first listen is in my school library. I was getting work done. I remember I even tweeted, like, haha, wow, this Static song is so spooky. But the first time I ever sat down to just listen to it, it was after I listened to, like, half of Spiderlands by Slint, and I was like, this is kind of disappointing. I'm going to listen to something else. I'm going to listen to a different post-rock album. So I decided to put this on, and it was a 10. And this year, it usurped Kid A to be my favorite album of all time. Having it on vinyl, it will change your life. This, you can stop paying for food or water or electricity or any of that. This is more important. You need to have this album on vinyl. If you like this album, and you have it on vinyl, and you have a record player, you need to buy this album. It will change you. It will make you into a weird little guy. Look at me. Don't you want to be a weird little guy like me? I'm a little freak. You want to be like, yeah, right? Just laying on the ground. Like, I'm a pretty hyperactive person. I'm always doing something. This album is so musically dense and perfect that I was able to just lay on the ground and listen to the whole thing front to back one night. It was a life-changing experience. Alright, this next one is extremely funny. College Dropout. Went to the record store, picked this up, got home, realized I had 2 disc ones. So, what do I do with disc 2? I just gotta make sure this... Yep, that's sure the right one. Sam, what are you doing? Oh no, you're touching all the grooves. Well, I think we have a bigger problem. I made a bet that Donda would never drop ever in any form, and if it did, I would eat my College Dropout record. So what do? Take a big old bite out of this, and as you can see, it didn't really work. You can see my teeth marks decently well there. I didn't really make it through, but hey. When you have 2 disc 1s and no disc 2s, so you don't have last call, what's a man to do except for try to eat it? College Dropout is an amazing record. It has like 3 mid tracks, but the rest is so good that it's still a 9. And boy, just Last Call is an unbelievable track. So is Through the Wire. Luckily, this version has Through the Wire in disc 1 for some reason. It has it after New Workout Plan and before Slow Jams, which is just really strange. But yeah, I wish I had disc 2, but I don't. Maybe eventually I'll buy a whole new copy of College Dropout first for that. Alright, I bought this. It's still in package. I have not listened to it yet. I'm not crazy about this album, but I bought it just because I believe it was on sale and has already, I work at this place. I'm not going to say it out loud. Because I don't want to get copped by any algorithms that they might use to find me and any of my social media and any of that. But yeah, this album's pretty good. I'm not near as crazy about it as anyone else, but hey, it's translucent pink vinyl. It was like $13. What is a man supposed to do? So yeah, Kids See Ghosts by Kids See Ghosts with tracks Kids See Ghosts. Another one. This is the other record that I have that's still sealed. God's P at State End, which is yeah, this record is quite good. I really enjoy it. Just haven't had the will to listen to it on vinyl. So maybe I regret buying a little bit. For a while it was my album of the year. That's where I started listening to a lot of music. It's still probably my top 10. But this is like an 8. Yeah, it's a good album. I just, whenever I want to listen to Godspeed You on vinyl, I'll listen to one of their other records. Now, here we go. You just end the video here. Yeah. Weezer Blue album. What can I say? It's a 10. It's really close to just being perfect. It doesn't do anything original. It doesn't do anything surprising. But it does just perfect pop rock. What can I say? And Only in Dreams. That's not even pop rock. That's just like straight up prog rock. And it is unbelievable. It's such a good album. If you don't like Blue Album by Weezer, stop pretending you don't and just accept that Blue Album is a 10. It will help you in the long run. I'm not a Weezer fan. I like 2.5 Weezer albums. I like Island in the Sun, which I'll generously count as a half of Green. But boy, it's real good. Alright. I think I just had like a hallucination and saw like Cavalcade in my collection, even though spoilers don't have that. That was strange. Good Kid, Mad City. This is another one I got at work. This is a great album. Really great. Almost as good as To Pimp a Butterfly, in my opinion. However, Backseat Freestyle keeps it from being better. But hey, at least I can do this. Ooh, you can't see me. Hee hee hee. Good bit, Sam. Thanks. Stay tuned for more. Anyway, yeah, this is a fantastic album, and this comes with so many bonus tracks. Compton is the regular closer, but side D is just Compton, then Recipe, Black Boy Fly, Now or Never, and the last three of which are bonus tracks, which is very neat. And this has Kendrick's best song, "Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst," which is a W. So I've listened to that. Side C was just with swimming pools, "Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst," and Real. That's just a crazy side. So I listened to that one a lot. It's not wanting to go back in the sleeve, as if I were a record, I think I'd be a little bit feisty. I'd put up a fight. So I can't blame it. Now where were we? Oh, ha ha ha! Twin Fantasy. This is one of them. And if you're watching the video, it's going to be reversed, so it'll look like the other one. I'm pretty sure this is mirror to mirror. Yeah, it's mirror to mirror because it's backwards. For you, it looks real. But also, you can see Famous Prophet's minds, which is face to face. Not mirror to mirror. Hey, gotcha. That wasn't a mistake. That wasn't the slip of the words. That was cleverly crafted misdirection. This album's awesome. If you don't like mirror to mirror, you can eat my meat. It has the better version of Beach Life and Death. It has the better just first half of the album. Through Bodies, this track run is better than the one on Mirror to Mirror. No, Face to Face. Why do they do that, man? Will Toledo, shut up. You may have made a 10 out of 10 album, but shut up, baby boy. Moon and Antarctica. This is a obviously great album. I mean, come on. It's one of the reasons 2000 is the greatest year of all time for music. This is on super heavy vinyl, 180 grams, even though I swear it feels heavier. I'm not very good at detecting measurements using my body. Like, if you tell me, how far is it from here to there, I'll probably just say 6 feet, even if it's 300. It doesn't really matter. I measure length and distance by my own height, so everything is 5'11". That's a joke. I'm 6'2", ladies. Funeral, perfect. What can I say? This is a 10 out of 10 album. Every time I listen to it, it gets better. This is my top 5 albums of all time. Unbelievable, just incredible. This is a great pressing too. Really nice embossing on the back. Just what can I say about this album that hasn't been said and that can be said? It's perfect. This album deserves every single nugget of hype it gets. The only thing is, Haiti is maybe a little bit weak. But other than that, come on. Now this is my pre-ordering an album success story. If you don't like Golden Casket, you can take one of these, buddy. Golden Casket rocks. It's my second favorite album of the year, after one that will be going. I already showed you. Come on, it was the first one in the bin. We'll get to that later. This album is awesome, and if you don't like it, you can ride my hog. Really, really neat package. This is like the big deluxe edition that I pre-ordered before the album was out, and it worked out well. I really liked most of the singles. I think "Leave a Light On" is just okay. No, hold on. Is that the name? I'm getting it mixed up with that Silk Sonic track. It is "Leave a Light On." I was getting mixed up with like "Leave the Door Open" in my head and doubting myself. Why should I doubt myself? I've never been wrong in my life. Yeah, so beautiful cover here. This is a nice little plastic cover. And it slides off. And then almost like well, I shouldn't say almost. Big old poster. And then beautiful stuff. It's almost like a pop-up book. I should say almost because it's not like one. And look at that. Look at that. And putting them in is a little bit of a hassle because, all the edges and like the cutouts. Bit of a pain. Except if you do like that and you're really cool like me and do it right all the time. And then this side, oh man. I've cranked Back to the Middle on this thing and punched the air so many times. Back to the Middle is one of the greatest songs of the year. It's not like on Come to Life by Kanye West level, but it's very, very close. Back to the Middle is one of the best Modest Mouse songs ever, actually. Um, and this album is a 9. And yeah, what can I say? I love this album. Modest Mouse could do anything, and I'd love it. Modest Mouse is the impact they've had in my life is too great for me not to love any of their works. So, like, hey, at least Mike the Snare and Pitchfork also like this album. So you can suck it, Anthony Fartface, and then just one last time. Whoop. Just gorgeous. And hey, what do we got going on here? Hey, you gotta love it. This is a really, really strange record. This does not play at all like the streaming version of S sharp, A sharp, Infinity. You can see. No, you can't see. Never mind. My camera's not good enough. No, you can't see. Embossed. Just like that. I much prefer the streaming album cover. The streaming album cover is just perfect in my opinion. However, does the streaming version come with a whole bunch of stuff that just tumbles out of the record when you hold it sideways? Hey, look, does it come with a cool picture of a train? Let me grab the envelope. Does it come with an envelope full of knickknacks? I didn't think so. Doesn't sound like it did. Does it come with a little piece of, like, insane religious mumbling? No. And, finally, where is it? Come on. There's a lot of papers in here. There's a large number of papers. This one is really incomprehensible. Well, that's just the mood of the record. Does it come with a penny flattened on a railroad track that is sharp enough to draw blood? I don't think so. I don't think it comes with a penny flattened on a railroad track that's sharp enough to draw blood. But yeah, the track order, Providence isn't part of this. It's just Dead Flag Blues and East Hastings, but the mixes are very different. I mean, the whole songs are very different. The structures, like, bits of Providence are put into them. So, like, the end of East Hastings is completely different and features a lot of stuff from Providence. And, like, all the train noises on Dead Flag Blues are a lot different. So if you like this album, you should really get it on vinyl just to see how it differs. But it is different, and I do think the streaming version is better on the whole. What do we got here? Oh, yeah. Yes, this is one of my favorite records I own. Anodyne 2 soundtrack. This is a limited run of 300. And I'm so, so happy this came out. Thank you. Thank you so much, Melos. This is my favorite video game of all time. It's one of my favorite works of art to ever exist. Anodyne 2, if you haven't played it, I'm begging you, please play it. I have like a hour and 40-minute gameplay bit on my channel for video that I've never made. And probably will never make. But this record, it's my second favorite video game soundtrack of all time. Oh my gosh. I wish you could see it, because like all the plastic, the vinyl, as name of vinyl record suggests, is very sparkly too. Just this album, Center C Note City is my favorite song in any game ever, and just it's unbelievably emotional for me to have this record. It makes me so happy. Yeah, just incredible stuff. Please play Anodyne 2 and listen to the soundtrack and fall in love with it like I did. It will change your life, and look at me. You want to be like me. Hey. This next one. I listened to Flood by Boris once and then bought it on vinyl. This was only pressed this year, but it was sold out everywhere except for my local record store, which is one of the luckiest moments I've seen in my life. It was sold out on the distributor itself. It was sold out in like all online record stores. The only place that had this was Electric Fetus, my local record store, which was incredibly lucky. And this album is amazing. This is one of my favorite albums that I found this year. And guess what? Yeah, it's the colored version. Yeah, I know. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I know. Just unbelievable record. Flood 3 is in my top 5 songs of all time. So I feel I've mentioned that list a few times now. Just incredible record. Also, whoo, boy, that's big. Triple gatefolds. Really crazy stuff. What have we got next? Hey, it's American football. This record sounds incredible. This is a limited run of 500. This is one of the prettiest records I have. It comes with an amazing, booklet just of stuff. And it comes with a whole extra disc of extra things. But, like, look at this. There's so much. It's really a whole booklet. And it tells, the tracks and the kind of the stories behind them, what was happening. Is really, really excellent. I mostly got this so I could listen to, Let's Meet Up when they're both not so emotional and Never Meant. But also... Wow! It's so good. It's so pretty. This album is fantastic. And it's better. It's also good outside of Never Meant. I feel like a lot of people treat it just like, if the album's Never Meant, the whole thing's good. Come on. Twin Fantasy, Face to Face. This is, on the whole, the better album, but the first half is worse. But Famous Prophet Stars, that's number two song of all time. Famous Prophet Stars is one of the best songs to beat in my drywall to. One of the best songs to have a mental breakdown to. One of the best songs to curl up on the floor and scream into a pillow until I feel like I'm about to pass out to. I've done that, probably 6 or 7 times now. This is a record I got for my birthday back in, 2019, and it is awesome. Really neat stuff. The version of Spitting Venom on this is different, though, and I think I prefer the streaming version, which is a shame, because Spitting Venom is one of my favorite songs ever. It's really, really, really perfect. Yeah, Spitting Venom is incredible. It's my favorite Modest Mouse song. And if it's not your favorite Modest Mouse song, you got some stuff to sort out. Because I am the apex Modest Mouse fan in most spheres. Next. Yeah, it's A Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar. This was the first rap album I ever tried to listen to and get into rap with, and at first I did not like it. But then, I came back a few months later after I'd listened to some more, Roots and Kanye, and I loved it. And it's a 10 in my opinion now. Really incredible stuff. I feel like I can't speak on it too much because, see, I'm a little bit white. But, it's one of the most important pieces of art from the 2010s. I feel like there's nothing I can say about this album that hasn't been said by, Anthony Fantano and other people. But what can I say? It's unbelievable. Here we go. Now, these are my 2 most recent gets, both from the last Bandcamp Friday ever. This is Slow Riot for Zero Kanata by Godspeed You Black Emperor. Really nice, reflective embossment on there and on the back. I really like the sleeve. It just has, a verse from Jeremiah in Hebrew. It's that signature Godspeed You strangeness. And here's my album of the year 2021. For the First Time by Black Country New Road. The first time I listened to this album, I did not like it. In fact, I made not liking this album a core part of my personality for a while. The vocals kind of ruined the whole thing for me. But then one day they released a new single. They released Concord, and I was like, I'm going to listen to this because if I don't like it, which I probably won't, it gives me more stuff to make fun of my friends for. And if I do like it, but at least I like more music. And then I listened to it, and I liked it. And I was like, wait, was I wrong about this? And I was wrong about this. This is a really strong 9. This is the best album of the year. This is immaculate. And yeah, I'm still not... What holds it back from being a 10 are the vocals and the lyrics. They do need some work, but Isaac Wood he has so much, potential. And I think, actually, I do kind of like his lyrical style for the most part. I feel a little bit he almost turns into kind of like a character of himself on Science Fair. That track, the lyrical style goes a little bit too far, but yeah, it's what can I say? I regret all the times that I dunked on this album. No, I don't. It was funny, but anyway, I like it now. I really, really, really like this album now. I'm very happy to have this on vinyl and support the band. Uh, you can listen to it if you want. If you haven't, you probably won't like it. It requires pretty big brain to understand. I don't know if you're there yet, champ. You can keep trying though. Yeah, great album though. And with that, that is the record collection right there. Now I have some stuff pre-ordered. What do you have pre-ordered, Sam? I have one is being shipped right now. I have Death Consciousness by Have a Nice Life in the mail on the way to me right now from Newberry Comics. The split, green and bone white version just happened to be in stock. I listened to two songs from that album and bought it on vinyl. It's like just the kind of music I want to make. I'm really getting into shoegaze and kind of that. It's borderline doom metal at some parts, and I also really enjoy doom metal after listening to Flood. Yeah, awesome album. I have Kid Amnesiac on the way, as I mentioned. My copy was one of the ones delayed, extremely so, into next year, though. So, you know how it goes. I have the Persona 3 soundtrack pre-ordered. When I said this was my second favorite soundtrack ever, Persona 3 is my favorite soundtrack ever. So it's also my second favorite game. So Anodyne 2, despite being my favorite game ever, has my second favorite soundtrack. Persona 3 is my second favorite game ever, which has my favorite soundtrack. So they kind of trade blows. I think I have some other ones pre-ordered as well, but I've had a copy of Yay by Kanye West pre-ordered at Urban Outfitters for about 10 months now. Is only $14. I don't think that's ever coming out. It keeps getting pushed back every time it comes within 2 months of arriving. It gets pushed back again. I really, really doubt that'll ever come out, but in the end, it was only $14. And if I can get Ghost Town on vinyl, it's worth it, man. Who cares? Is there anything else? I feel like I have other things on vinyl pre-ordered that I do not remember, which is a little bit concerning. I should really know what I have pre-ordered, but when you're in the Transformers business, half of the fun is just being surprised by stuff that shows up at your doorstep that you bought and signed your money away to Big Hasbro or third-party companies here as cool as me. So, yeah, there it is. If in these last 20 seconds of video, if I think of any more albums I've pre-ordered, then I will let you know. But for now, this is my vinyl collection as of end of year 2021. I love this hobby. I have too many collection hobbies. Between Transformers and this, my life is ruined. I'm in debt. I'm balding. My wife left me. My life is over. Anyway, I enjoy it. I like collecting the plastic. Oh, Sam, you're a consumerist. Shut up, baby boy. You don't think I know that? Yeah. That's the collection, baby.